You guys always seem very relaxed at red carpets. Is it acting or is it real? And what do you guys do when you're not promoting? Do you have any time off, and what do you guys do?
Am I going first? Okay. The red carpets, I think, have become, I don't know, more fun for us. I think at first, of course, it was really extremely overwhelming. But I think now we're very aware of how passionate our fans are, and that they have stood behind us and will continue to. So those have become a lot more fun. But the free time, apparently we eat French fries and sleep. I think sleep. I mean, you know, whenever we're back home, I think it's more, for me at least, hanging out with my friends and family, because we don't necessarily see them that often.
Yeah, I think that at the fan events and premieres, red carpet stuff, I think at the beginning, you know, when there's loads and loads of people screaming, you think, well, there's such a high energy from them, they obviously expect something like massive to come back from me, and so and at the beginning you're like, I don't know what is expected of me, I don't know what to give back, and you realize as they go on, it's like they don't want anything from you. It's like kind
they
of
actually give you things.
Yeah, it's like they just want to be there. They're just being there is enough, kind of. Like you almost don't even need to turn up. Like, yeah. So it's kind of, it becomes quite fun after a while. Like you can just sort of become part of their little party.
I feel like it's contagious, right? That energy that they have, but you can't have. It's like an adrenaline rush.
I wish you didn't look like an idiot if you started screaming as well.
I'm going to go in the crowd and start screaming for you.
As soon as you get out.
Oh my God, Rob.
All right, next question.
Very, very little. Okay, kind of, I don't know. I mean, we were always kind of on these tours, just sort of on to the next city. I do a lot of complaining. A lot of complaining.
All right, next question.
Hi, my name is Joyce. I work for children's television. I was wondering what was on your schedules today, and maybe you have time, and maybe Robert, to see Brussels with me only and eat a waffle. I don't know.
I have no idea what's on my schedule today. Like, I just know when my lunch is.
They pretty much just tell us where to be.
Yeah.
When to be there.
But I don't know if I can see Brussels. I looked at some out my window this morning, and me and my agent were discussing what the landmarks were, and I was like, I was doing a tour, and like, this is the Brussels Old Church, and that's the Brussels Dome. This is so stupid. I don't know what is wrong with me.
It's really entertaining for me. So.
God. No, I'd love to see Brussels, but I don't know when I can. Maybe I can just do all the interviews in the street. Just get a book. It's the same thing.
And pretend.
All right, switch to the other side. The lady with the purple T-shirt in front of you.
Hello, I'm Katrien van Damme for Wouwbelieft. Welcome to Belgium.
Thank you.
I have a question for the both of you. After all this time, you must have gotten to know your characters, Alice and Edward, quite well. What did you learn from your character that you will take with you for the future? So, positive qualities you've discovered while playing your role.
I learned how to plan a wedding. Learned how to plan a party. No, I think with Alice, the most obvious is that she's just so optimistic and kind of has that glass half full mentality that I think is certainly something that I try to incorporate into my life. She kind of takes it to a whole new level, but I think just positive thinking was something I probably took away from that character.
And maybe some things you don't like about her, say, I don't want to...
She drinks blood. I'm not really into that. I mean, I guess that her being a vampire, and then everyone always asks if I would want her ability to see the future, and I think that's one thing that I wouldn't want to take with me, just because I think there's something kind of beautiful about not knowing what's going to happen next, and that kind of mystery of life, and knowing that nothing lasts forever. So I think that's probably one of the things I wouldn't take.
should I take from Edward? I don't know. Like if you, I don't know. Like if maybe don't have sex before marriage. Actually, no, he does. He does. So. Okay, I can't say that. God, I don't know. Not.
You want to use your joker? Wild card for this question.
Yeah, literally. I thought I could say some silly answer, but I couldn't think of anything quick enough.
Maybe chivalry.
Chivalry. But he's not like. I mean, he's kind of has unusual traits for people to seemingly be found like such an attractive character by so many people. You know, when I first read the book and didn't know it was huge, I was like, this guy is kind of weird. Like, and that's what I liked about it. It's just very funny how a lot of the fans of Twilight can be like, he's such a perfect man, but he's so not. And it's an interesting thing. I've never really realized what the actual idea behind, or what the attraction is behind it. What bothers me? I don't like someone in a relationship. I don't like people trying to control things. Like especially if it's coming from coming from either side. It's a strange thing. Like having an imbalanced relationship, I think, is a bad thing. And I guess that's what's good about this movie, is because when he finally just gives up on trying to be the boss of her. You know, it's a terrible thing when you think that you love someone more because it's like if you love someone more, then you can make all the decisions and stuff. I mean, and that happens in a lot of relationships. So that was an annoying thing about him, but it was very true.
All right, switch to this side, lady in front. You already raised your hand a couple of times.
Hi, my name is Wendy. I'm from Energy Belgium. Nice to see you. In the last part of Twilight, your character Edward becomes a father, which was quite unexpected. So, how well was he prepared for that, and how were you prepared for that?
I mean, it's the great thing about it. You don't really need to be prepared at all. I mean, it's kind of, I think, what every guy feels. I think women instinctively have. They're comfortable with it before they've even had the kid. I mean, you see every single woman in the world, as soon as they get handed their baby, they look like they've been a mother forever, like a million times before. I mean, every guy is like, they're absolutely terrified of it, thinking they're going to break it. And that's kind of how it was. I mean, we were working with really young babies, and it felt like, you just had a kid. I mean, just if we're working with babies at 3 weeks old. I mean, it's like, you don't want to break it. Like, it's kind of incredible as well, doing scenes with them, because you can't predict what they're going to do. It's like having a phenomenal improviser in your hands. But no, it's really sweet. Like, we were doing stuff. We had to put some fake blood on the baby's head and stuff when he first got born, when he was first born, and it's just like a baby doesn't want to have slimy stuff on his head, so he's crying, and he has to kind of spend the whole 10 minutes before the scene trying to calm this baby down. I was like, Jesus, it really does feel like it's my baby. This is really strange. But it was very easy. But it was probably one of the more fun scenes in the movie, because it's obviously completely different to anything else in the series.
Right.
Hi, I'm Lynette from Movie News.nl. My question is, the wedding scene is obviously one of the most important ones in the movie. What was it like to keep it a secret, or try to keep it a secret?
I mean, it was kind of, when we were shooting it, it was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, there were like people hiding in the bushes everywhere, and there were the helicopters going. It was impossible to shoot it, and especially from as far away as the photographers were, it's a girl in a wedding dress and a guy in a tuxedo. It's like, you could have guessed. I mean,
Hopefully at least that doesn't fall on our shoulders. We don't have to.
Most weddings look pretty similar from a distance, but it was nuts. But it's amazing how people were so curious. Like it went insane. That was one of the most difficult parts of the shoot because there were so many people wanting to try and break into the set or whatever.
We took our cell phones away.
Yeah, Kristen had to be put in like a sack to come back and forward from set.
All right, unfortunately, time flies when you're having fun. This was the last question. Thank you very much all for coming. First of all, thank you, Robert. Thank you, Ashley, for coming. Your work here is not done yet. The photographs are waiting for you, so you can go that way for the photo call.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much for coming.
Here, please.